My name is Andre Sossler, and I'm the Executive Director of the Darfur Stoves Project. This is Mariam. She lives in Darfur, Sudan. Mariam was 15 years old when the conflict broke out in Darfur in 2003. She and her new husband left their home and came to the safety of the town of El Fasher in northern Darfur, where they squatted in a makeshift slum. Now Mariam has 4 children. To feed her family, she farms a small plot of land. Her husband changes car tires in the El Fasher market when he can get work. Mariam and her husband are lucky in a way. Many in Darfur have no means of income at all and depend on food aid distributed by humanitarian groups. For the more than 2 million Darfuris who have been displaced from their homes, finding wood to cook their meals is a daily struggle. Women must walk up to 7 hours, 3 to 5 times a week, just to find a single branch of firewood. During these treks, they are very vulnerable to acts of violence and sexual assault, and can suffer from dehydration. In order to avoid these risks, many women have resorted to purchasing firewood. But the price is high. Families spend more than 1/3 of their income on firewood, and most have to trade some of their precious food for fuel. The conflict in Darfur has claimed the lives of at least 300,000 people and displaced more than 2 million from their homes, most of whom have taken refuge in makeshift camps. These settlements continue to grow by the thousands. When I heard about the plight of Darfuri women, I was moved to take action. I learned about a Berkeley scientist, Dr. Ashok Gadgil, who had developed a special cook stove that uses less than half the amount of firewood as the traditional method. I liked that Dr. Gadgil had been to Darfur several times, consulting with the local women at every step of the way, making sure that the stove would suit their needs. The final product was hailed by the Darfuri women for the huge improvement it made in their day-to-day lives. It reduced the amount of firewood they needed, which lessened their exposure to violence, saved them money, and generally improved their livelihoods. Hearing the story of how such a simple technology could have a dramatic effect on women's lives, I was inspired to take on the project to get the stove in the hands of every Darfuri woman who needed it. Today there are 2 of us, and we have made good progress. We've distributed nearly 20,000 stoves with tremendous feedback. But this is just a drop in the bucket. Our plan is to empower local Darfuri women by training them to start selling the stoves using a model similar to Avon Ladies. With Project Inspire, we see an opportunity to empower women and impact millions of households. By having local women market and sell the stoves to their peers, we will be creating many new economic opportunities for them, as well as social and environmental benefits. Our research shows that the stove's cooking efficiency saves a woman more than $1,500 in firewood expenses over its lifetime. With the savings it generates, it not only pays for itself multiple times over, it greatly improves a woman's ability to feed and clothe her family. Our plan is to use half of the prize money to organize business training sessions for these future Darfuri saleswomen and to provide one-on-one technical assistance to build their capacity to operate independently. This training will cover topics such as accounting, marketing, and customer relations. The remaining funds will be used to create the promotional and educational material required to build the stove's brand amongst the local population, as well as to cover startup costs such as travel and training facilities. When I met Mariam in Darfur in 2009, she had been using the Berkeley Darfur stove for nearly a year. I asked what she thought of her stove and she gave it a thumbs up. She told me that it used to take her an hour to make the traditional Darfuri meal. Now she can cook the same meal in 10 minutes. She also saves nearly $1 each day in firewood expenses, which is 1/4 of her family's daily income. We will measure success by evaluating the number of jobs that are created amongst the local Darfuri women, the numbers of stoves sold, and the amount of money saved by women who purchase them. We will also measure the reduction in time spent in dangerous pursuit of firewood. But on a higher level, our greatest measure of success will be a thriving stove market that continues to employ women and provide these much-needed products long after we have left Darfur.